Hi everyone, welcome to my intro video. My name is Michael Ventran. I'm the author of this website. This is an intro to the website. I originally started doing some research, I'd say 10 years ago, on how to be pro se, how to be your own lawyer, especially if you're going up against somebody that has a whole lot of money and you don't, because the first thing they're going to do is inundate you with legal fees, crush you financially. That's the strategy. This is what I found out through the years. So first off, pro se, it's self-represented litigants. Okay, that's me. I'm self-represented and I'm going to litigate in court. Okay, but you got to follow the rules. Court rules, rules of procedure, how to do the forms out properly, etc., etc. Most of it's really just paperwork. But you got to be able to go in front of the judge. Second part is trust funds, and this is compliments of my ex-wife and her family, where she was supposed to get a trust fund, but from what I can tell, never did. So they're legal arrangements that allow assets to be put into place, and during divorce, generally, they're protected. Okay? If you want to learn about trust funds, if you're thinking about a trust fund, if you already have a trust fund, read Chapter 77, Title 20, Chapter 77. It's trust fund laws. There are laws for trust funds. Doesn't appear in Chester County they follow them, but there's real laws. So that's what you really need to understand. I'm my own lawyer, and I'm going up another lawyer, well, law firm really, claiming to be in charge of a trust fund that they've yet to show any proof is real. So Chapter 7 laws, 77 laws. Okay, these are just some of them. First one, 7705, trust instrument control. Now this is a codicil will that created a trust fund for my ex-wife. So that's the instrument, which means that's the only thing that matters. You can do this or try that or argue this or that. In the end, whatever the instrument says for the use of the money, that's what it's to be used for. 7736, creation induced by fraud, or any other document regarding a trust fund that's induced by fraud, is basically voidable. So I have an entire book of orders. Book of orders. From this judge, that judge, this judge, that judge. If you've ever been to court and got a lawyer and got a judge to issue an order, you have an idea of how much it costs. The amount of orders is absolutely ridiculous. There's no possible way that this could be an actual trust fund. 7737, oral trusts. So oral agreements, they don't count. They do not hold up in court. They mean absolutely nothing. And then finally, 7780, record keeping. Okay? You have a tax ID number. You do taxes. You have annual statements. You have returns. You have proof that you're doing what the instrument for 7705 instructs you to do with the money. There's no record keeping with this whatsoever. So the courts that I've done my pro se litigation in, Montgomery County Family Court, multiple times, not just the divorce, etc., etc., etc. Domestic relations, that's where you go for child support and alimony. Domestic relations enforces family court orders for child support and alimony. Pretty simple. That's basically all they do. Montgomery County Civil Court. This is where I filed a lawsuit against Bill Barr-Weemsey. And apparently the trust fund paid the skirt legal fees to represent him. Must have been trust fund business. Orphans Court in Chester County. Now this is where Doan registered the trust fund with Judge Chanel, who, by the way, is gone thanks to the shenanigans that have been played regarding this trust fund. Chesco Civil Court. This is where I did filed a civil court against Coop the financial rapist. He's the one who's been determining what to spend the money on. And 99% of the time it's litigate, pay Fox Rothschild legal fees, more legal fees, more legal fees, more legal fees. Ka-ching, 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 until it's all gone. And apparently in Chester County, that's how trust funds do it. Take the idiot kid, take all the money, toss him in the trash can. Basically ghost him. Don't return the emails, don't return the phone calls. Bill Barr-Weemsey the past 3 times hasn't shown up in domestic relations, where he's required to bring tax returns for this trust fund that he defrauded the whole court into believing was real. The Superior Court of Pennsylvania. I went there asking for a guardian ad litem regarding the children, and then I also went regarding the situs and jurisdiction. It's supposed to be in Chester County, but we all live in Montgomery County. That's a whole nother story. And then finally, a federal courtroom, a federal bankruptcy court, where Johnny Wannabe has convinced a federal judge to find in favor of a trust fund that doesn't even exist. I have a call with her next Tuesday. I don't think she's going to be real happy when she finds out. So litigation and orders again through Montco. We've got fraudulent documentation. We've got perjury. We've got them paying each other's legal fees with the stolen money, if you will. And then finally, rulings based on contempt of an order rather than actual laws of trust funds. In Chester County, the Orphans Court, Civil Court, Superior Court again, more fraudulent petitions. Basically, you're supposed to send everything to the original co-trustees, any former co-trustees. The skirt was purposely leaving off Doan and then sending them to my former brother-in-law, George Hunt Jr., so that he could keep Mary Napier Hunt in line, who was supposed to be the co-trustee, so that nobody found out that they defrauded the Ventron family. The Ventron, I'm the Ventron family. The two children, Hunter and Rebecca, are the Ventron family. They're also the Hunt family, but they're the Ventron family. And then finally, the federal court, bankruptcy court, where he defrauds the federal judge with this so-called trust fund that doesn't even exist. And you have a federal judge ruling in favor of it. It's like rolling in favor of Tinkerbell. It doesn't even exist. Crazy. So finally, a quick summary. I'm going to do videos on each and every one of these. Family court alone has 200 sequences. Every time there's a sequence, something happens at the prothonotary. Paperwork is filed, orders filed, court date is, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? But I'll tell you right now, it's time consuming. And if it wasn't for COVID and all the downtime I kind of had with the salary job, I'm not sure I could have pulled it off. But any help, especially if the opponent's got a bunch of money and you don't, employee assistance plans, county lawyer referral services that are $50 for an hour of a lawyer's time. Get your questions together. Figure out what you need to know. And then get it cheap. And then go from there. This site is strictly my experience. Okay, I'm not trying to teach people how to practice law or anything like that. It's my experiences, strategies I tried, where I failed, where I succeeded, where they cheated and suckered judges into favorable rulings. One judge's career is over in Chester County. One judge's career is over in Montgomery County. I've got one in Montgomery County involved in over $50,000 worth of check fraud against Charles Schwab. $50,000. I have no idea how this guy's still on the bench. And now another one awarding legal fees for something she previously ruled she didn't even have jurisdiction over. But she's going to award legal fees. Crazy. Okay? So again, careers have ended. Others are kind of screwed. And meanwhile, these Fox Rothschild lawyers are making an absolute mockery of our judicial system. Absolute mockery. How they're still practicing law, I don't know. All I'm trying to do is get the money back that they stole. So contribute, donate, so when my children do get 18 and done high school, they can get a real lawyer. Not dad pro se extraordinaire. A real lawyer. I've been told I need $120,000 in legal fees to get the children's family money back, the Hunt family money back. That George Hunt Sr. or Jr. and Mary Napier Hunt refused to help in any way. Talk about a horrible family. Okay? And please be sure to do the multiple wheels of litigation. Okay? Because if you can look at that and look at all of the courts that I've gone through, the multiple times I've gone through it, because once you're in, they just keep turning and turning and turning. Making money, making money, making money. There's no way you could determine it's a real trust fund. The PowerPoint is going to be available. You can download it, look at it. And again, I will continue to do this as long as I get contributions to help me and the children. I do have bills to pay. This is time consuming. So any contributions you can make, donate. There's a donate section. Please help us. Okay? Again, it's foxrothschilds.net. You can send me an email, suggestions. Hey, I'd like to hear more about this. Hey, what happened here? Could you give me more details? It's probably going to take me 4 to 6 months to put this all together. It's 10 years of research, but I'm going to do my best. If it helps somebody, if it keeps this from happening to other children, then I've done a good job, I guess. Thank you for your time. Thanks for listening.